What's up, gamers? Welcome to a new episode of Last Claudia. We are today going to be doing a little bit of talking about the what happens when you get 100% on an arc for Aether. What I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to get my first SSR arc to 100%, just so we can kind of see what it looks like, go from there. I'm also going to talk about the newest event that just happened, or is currently happening, and we're going to do some polls. So the first thing I'm actually going to do today is we're going to go to the event, and I kind of want to say how much I actually like this particular event that we're doing right now, the Fragments of Heroes. So Zugloss is the newest character that just came out. Basically, like a big time tank. Really, really cool. I'm not trying to get him myself. I already have Melza, so I'm content. But for those of you that want someone different, he's not a bad choice if you want a good tank. In this event, once you're got hard mode up to where you need it to be, when you get to the Prince of Foolery level 60, this is really cool because even though it's going to cost you all of your, I guess, event crystals to play, the rewards you get are actually really good, especially if you're playing with specific heroes. So in my case, well, we're going to go ahead and just we'll use her as our friend. Why not? So for example, I have Lila, who basically gets a boost in AP, which is going to be really, really, really awesome. And experience too, but I'm more about I'm more about the AP than anything else. And you get more event points too, just like with the most recent Lena event that happened. So let's go ahead and get started so we can see what this is for. Oh, and by the way, I'm trying to learn Proud Force for her. I'm doing the whole like crit thing with light magic and all that, so we'll go ahead and check this event out. But I like it that they're giving me the opportunity to use all five crystals at once to get a larger reward. I would rather do that than have to constantly play the same thing over and over. I hope that they continue to do this. I will say that I don't think I've ever given like a full review on the game. If it's good or not. Obviously, I'm still playing it after all these months, so obviously it's pretty decent. But a few things I want to highlight that I've forgotten to mention is one, the music. I'm always into video game music. For those who don't know, I've actually been to Video Games Live when it was in San Antonio back in 2017. I believe some clips are on my YouTube channel, so you can look that up. So I'm really big into like video game music, and I'm definitely a big critic when it comes to music and games. I will say that this game did not disappoint. Overall, the music in this game is really, really good. So, you know, I give this game kudos for that alone. Uh, Not really going to comment really on the story. It's not like a AAA title. It's not like Final Fantasy 15 or something. I don't expect like major content or anything. I'm more as long as they have a story, I'm content. As long as it's considered new content and they keep adding to it, that's fine. But I never really judge a mobile RPG on its story. I just don't think it's necessary. I basically judge it on gameplay. I judge it on if they're continuing to release new content and how generous the game is. I want to say this game, as far as generosity, is growing in that department. In the beginning, in all honesty, I don't really believe they were being very generous. It kind of felt like you really had to earn things. Like, yeah, you get daily rewards, but most of those rewards are kind of garbage. Like, nothing really amazing. So that's why I was like, eh. But nowadays, especially with these events, they are giving you good stuff. You're getting rainbow clusters, you're getting crystals, you're getting gems, you're getting, gotcha tickets. So that's always a good thing. Let's go ahead and use Shining Zoc here. But overall, I actually really enjoy this game. Like I said, it's got a lot of content that constantly comes out. A lot of people question if the content is really good or if it's worth it or anything like that. I will say that they haven't had a lot of like amazing content, right? Like, there's only really two big things that they've done, which was the collection of mana and the tower event, and that was pretty much it. They still have events constantly, but there's nothing like to hype about. But I also don't want to downgrade the game because of that either, because we're still getting content, and this content is what's giving us the resources we need to make our characters better. So I'm not against it. And I'm glad that they actually have an event on top of the tower whenever it comes out, because one of the downsides to the tower is you can't just repeat a stage. Like, you have to beat that stage and move on, beat the stage and move on. Once you're stuck, you're stuck. You know what I mean? Someone did. I have heard complaints that the tower is not really good on giving you prizes and stuff. Which, by the way, before I continue on that, if you saw, I kind of fast forwarded through the rewards here, but I basically was getting a times 10 boost on AP for Lila's ability. That's kind of the thing I wanted to kind of show you here. Even though it's going to cost you a lot to play at the highest level here, you do get really, really good rewards for it. And I kind of wish this is how they would do these kind of events going forward. Like, start with some easier events that cost you one event orb, and then as they become more difficult, they up the orb cost, but they give you a lot of rewards to compensate for it. I'm 100% cool with that. And that's why I didn't want to play again, because I'm not going to spend any resources to get that. But anyway, back to the tower. So the tower event is good, to the point to where if you can get high enough, your rewards start to become decent. But if you've only been able to get to, say, like level 5 or level 10 or something, or floor 10, then the prizes might feel lackluster, and it feels like your event run is over. So I can see some people's complaints about the tower, in that aspect. But that's also why there's still another event that's usually happening at the same time. So when you're done with the tower, just play the other event is the best thing I can tell you. Not saying that your complaint's not valid, because it is, because with every other event, you're constantly playing, you're constantly getting something. And with the tower, you're kind of just stuck after a while. So, like I said, I understand the complaint, but I'm not the developer, so I'm not going to try to defend it either and tell you what to do there. But this event right here, pretty cool. Like I said, it costs about 5 to do the max level, but you get a lot of good rewards for it. All right, now for some fun here, we're gonna go ahead and do some gotcha pulls, which is something I don't typically do on any of my mobile RPG videos, but I see a lot of other people do it on their channels, and I'm like, I'll do it for once. Why not? Just as a one-time thing. For those people who do spend money on the game, those who throw your money at the screen, what I would recommend doing whenever you do buy, the gems and whatnot, I always recommend doing the dailies, the 100 piece dailies, because that's really where you're getting all the bang for your buck. So typically, what I'll do when I spend my 9.99 or whatever, I'll just every day pull on a daily gotcha. So we got that daily gotcha right there for 100, and they have another one for 100 for the daily paid stuff. I don't do the 300 ones because I don't think it's worth it. I mean, I could just use regular gems if I really wanted to, pull, make my rates be that much. Just do the 100s if you're spending money. That's really the only way you're getting bang for your buck. But anyway, another thing I wanted to kind of show you guys is the step up gotcha. Now, obviously, I'm very familiar with this because I used to play Seven Nights, and I believe that Seven Nights is probably the game that's done step up events the best. Just because you're guaranteed to get something at the end that you want. Here, you're guaranteed to get something nice, but I don't know that it's 100% worth it in this case. But right now, I can use 2,500 of my gems to get a 10x gotcha, and that's a decent discount, if you will. So let's go ahead and do it. Why not? And the bonus crystals will be spent first. Well, yeah, 2,500 is a lot, but that's okay. We'll do it. We'll 100% do that. Now we're just going to wait for this to do its thing here. Oh, the whole squad's coming out. This. Bam! Alright, so we got a little bit of a crit there for for an SR, so that's cool. Let's see what we get. Okay, so there was something I was kind of hoping that would happen that didn't happen yet, because I was hoping that something I already had would get maxed, so I could show what the animation looks like from here, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But you'll see it anyway. But cool stuff I already have, and I'm cool with that. Right now, my main goal is to just get, my arcs out where I want them to be. I don't have enough to do this, unfortunately, so yeah, boo on that. So the next step here that I'm going to do for you guys is, and to kind of show you what I was talking about, what I wanted to do, is I'm going to sort my arcs by Aether. And as you can tell, I already have two at 100%. I've got a few arcs in the 90s, so that's why I was hoping I was able to get one max. I think I got close with the White Laboratory, but yeah, not quite there yet. So going back to what I was going to do, actually, since we're already here, I'm going to go ahead and max out an SSR arc, just so I can get that out of the way. And the one I'm going to max out is Golem Core. And the main reason is because I want the actual Aether reward that comes with it, which is the Shield of Ages. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Now, unfortunately, it's not going to give me the option to just use them all at once. I have to do it one at a time, but that's what I'm going to do. Now, I may have mentioned this on another video, but whenever you get something to 100%, what that does is it triples the rate of you learning those abilities. And then on top of that, you get whatever the actual reward for getting max would be. And of course, for me, I'm more worried about the item, not really the triple AP rate. The triple AP rate is a wonderful bonus, by the way. There's nothing wrong with this. So if I ever get another good tank, for example, like Zuglas or the new paladin lady, I forgot her name, but the one that's really good for wind-based damage. If I were to ever get either one of them, I would definitely be equipping this and learning these abilities a lot faster. But I kind of want to just kind of show this off just so you can kind of see what it does. I've seen it off screen for the rare arc, as you can tell, two of mine were max. But let's get that SSR up and running. And I literally have just enough to get this to 100. And I would only recommend doing these on SSR arcs because, again, the rates are really low. And here we go. Now, there's no special, like, music, sound, or anything that happens when you do this, which is a little disappointing. I kind of wish I had some doo-doo-doo-doo kind of thing, you know what I mean? But unfortunately, we don't get that. But I do get the 6-star item, Shield of Aegis, which I think is fantastic. And of course, as you can tell, now my AP rates are going to be much higher if I want to learn these abilities. And yes, you do get a little experience for doing this as well. So, what of course I'm going to go ahead and do with this item is I'm going to go ahead and equip it. So we're going to go to unit. I already know who I'm giving this to. I mean, we all know. I've been using this woman since day one. Miss Melza here. So we're going to go ahead and go to equipment. And we're going to drop the armored holy shield because its stats aren't really that great. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and sort this by rarity. And then change the order. And, oh, there it is. The shield. I forgot it puts the, I guess, equip stuff first. But there we go. 55 on defense and magic defense. Plus, what happens here is when automatic guard activates, damage taken is now 25% less. So that's awesome. So she is definitely becoming the ultimate tank here. I'm absolutely happy to see this. And again, I'm doing all the guard stuff. And just to kind of give you guys an idea what I've done with her, she's already fully unlocked, which you probably saw the last time in one of my videos. But as far as skill sets, I literally have all of like the guard stuff. We have, well, let's see. I also give a Revenge Brave just because it kind of fits the whole pattern. And I also did the counter stuff, which I forgot I did. But she has Royal Armor, Grand Armor, Guard Charge, Magic Guard, Heal Guard, Spell Guard, of course, Vigilance, Steel Guard, and of course, Guard in general. So I've got pretty much the whole package here to build really, really strong tank. There's a few things I'm probably missing. I probably want to get my HP ups a bit, and then there's a few other things I might work on. I'm even considering, not 100% certain, but I'm considering even letting her do the Galaxy spell just to give her something to cast offensively. I'm not 100% sure if I want to go that route or not because she's not really like someone I want to do spell damage with. But we'll see what happens. I mean, she has a lot more strength than she does int. So there you have it. But yeah, she now has some really really strong defense. I mean, she's over 1,000 on defense, which is pretty legit. And mine's around a little over 700. So really really strong. I'm happy that I got that. Now, if and I didn't know the answer to this question, which is why I waited till this happened. But if you're doing that gotcha pull, and let's say you get an item that's already maxed, what it's going to do is it's just going to give you a what's it called? Let me go to the shop here. All it's going to do, okay, anyway, it's going to give you crimson ores, is what it's going to do. So if you already have an arc at max, it's just going to compensate you with these, and that'll just start adding to your ongoing total. So that's all that does. So that now that you're aware. And I actually completely forgot that there's some trading stuff I can do here. Apparently, I haven't done anything to make that worth it, so we're going to skip that. But I've completely forgot about. Okay, apparently, I haven't done nothing here to reward it. I haven't been looking at this for the past few days, so I've completely forgotten. But I guess there's nothing new here to worry about for me. So okay, we'll go back. But I wanted to kind of show you guys, for the most part, the whole step up summon thing, which is something that I think is worth doing. Of course, how to spend your uh, Ethereum, which is also a cool thing. And also, it's added that new item to my inventory, which we've already equipped, which is the Shield of Aegis. But yeah, when you get your Aethers, I'm sorry, when you get your Ethereans, I always save them up for SSR. This is my very first SSR that I've ever got max, and I got a good reward for it. As far as your rare and your SR arcs, I think that if you just naturally just get gotcha tickets and stuff like that, you're gonna get those pretty quick. If you're the kind of person that plays on a regular basis, you'll be able to get to 100% without having to worry about really, pushing for Ethereum. And as a matter of fact, this was an item that I got for one that I gained naturally through gotcha pulls. I maxed out the arc that this was attached to, so now I have that equipped to someone. And I also got another item too. I think it's like the Ring of Life or something like that. Is this the one? Yeah, I think this is it too. I got this from maxing out one of the rare arcs or something like that. So that's when the game's going to really open up for you, is once you start, maxing the aethers of your arcs. You're going to get a lot of, you're going to get better equipment, which means that you're going to be doing better in the tower. You're going to be able to do a lot of the better modes in the game to get you rewards faster. So definitely 100% worth playing, worth investing your time in. And yeah, that's more or less it. Also, one thing I do want to, I never addressed this in the past because there was an ability called Fast Metis that I never knew what it was. Metis is a boost to your mind. I was going to ask if anyone knew what it was, but then I found out because of a recent arc. But yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully, it's been informative to you. And then, if you want my opinion on the game overall, like I said, music is really, really good. This game is releasing new content all the time. The content that they're releasing is giving you good resources so you can make your characters better. I also want to address too, I'd mentioned in the past how I kind of limit myself to what kind of skills I use for my characters. I've been limp maxing the skills to have nothing that costs more than 7. What I'm doing now is if my character has at least 50 skill cost, as far as like their total, then what I'm going to start doing is I'll take the kids' gloves off and I'll actually start investing in the better abilities like double impact and high level magic chat. And actually, that is another thing I need to bring up. I actually completely forgot now that I brought that up. So I guess this video is not quite done yet. So what they've done in a recent update, and I really like what they did here. So if you have a character that is, we'll just use her since I use her probably the most of all the characters that I have doubled up. If you have put up your skills to more than to at least 50, your secondary character or alternate form, whatever they want to call it, will also share whatever you add to it up to 50. So if I go to skill sets for the Soul Reaper Melza, she now has access to all basically up to, well, actually I have 52 skill costs. That might be because of something I did myself. But yeah, I can actually equip a lot more abilities, and I haven't even been using her, like really at all. Now I eventually will start, leveling her up, but I think the goal here is I'm gonna wait until I've got my White Knight Melza, up to level 100 with all the abilities that I want, and then by that time I want to say I should have a bunch of arcs at 100% by then, which means whenever I do start leveling up my alternate versions of those characters, it'll be a lot faster to get all the skills and abilities that I want. And keep in mind, like I think I mentioned this before, but if you have an alternate version of a character, any skills that you've learned through arcs automatically carry over. So all that guard stuff that I have, it's all here. Now, obviously, some of this the costs are going to be different if she doesn't have these abilities naturally. So all natural abilities from their grid is going to be free. But anything beyond that, obviously, you're going to have to be adding up to your totals. But I like the fact that what you've learned carries over, so you're not having to grind super hard to make them better. You still have to level them, from level 1 all the way to 100. And then as far as skill cost, this is a new update where, like I said, whatever your primary has, your secondary will have also up to 50. And after that, you have to basically get it yourself. And that's really, really cool. So you're not starting all over, which I like a lot. Because that was something I was concerned about as well. I was like, am I really going to have to do everything all over again? But no, the game actually made it a little more, just a little bit easier for all of us. So I'm really, really happy about that. Really, really awesome. Um, So that's something that was pretty much part of the update too. I will say that the second season of the tower, if you will, for global was better prize wise than the first one. Now the first one I got up to to floor 25, and I pretty much got decimated. I think this time I actually got to like 27 or 8 before I wasn't able to proceed. So obviously my characters are getting better, and hopefully they continue doing the tower event and all that stuff. And actually, you know what? Since we've, I'm gonna do just to kind of just give us a little more content. I'm gonna go ahead and play something on nightmare mode. We're gonna use, yeah, we'll use a physical person. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and just switch these two just so we can kind of highlight her a little more right now, since we did kind of make her a little bit better. We can kind of focus on her and see the difference in, the damage and everything. Yeah, she is. Melza for me is a amazing tank. Of course, Lila's trying to steal the show here, which is fine. I don't think I've shown you guys nightmare mode on these kind of things. It's nothing super crazy. I mean, obviously you want to have like your character's highest, level and skills enough to be able to win these. But I can literally play this on auto and not have to worry about, getting a party kill. Apparently, you're not able to see how strong her defense is because we're annihilating these fools, which is fine. Oh, and right now I'm actually currently making Lila the next person that I'm getting all of her skills maxed out or learning everything for. And once I'm done with Lila, I'm going to go to Randy, and I haven't decided who's going to be next after Randy. But I've almost got Lila, fully learned on her grid, on her ability board. Yes, we have to get stronger. That's right. But this is a really good game, though. Like I said, good content, good music, and the fact that you can fully customize the characters is huge. Really huge. Finish him. There we go. And yeah, it's good to kind of grind on nightmare mode if you can. You want to get, the a potential cluster, or crystals are really good too, just so you kind of can learn stuff for your characters. And you can get rainbow clusters from nightmare mode. I've gotten them, I think, 3 or 4 times total. It doesn't happen all the time, but it can. My experience is decent too. Nothing really to brag about, but it's okay. There we go. Hopefully this has been enough, action for you guys. But yeah, overall, if I'm gonna rate this game on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give it an 8. Because despite the fact that I absolutely love the way that you can fully customize your characters and the fact that they're constantly, spitting on events, there are a few things that I'm not a fan of. The graphics, in my opinion, is okay. I mean, it's the same as Brave Exvius, and I didn't care for its graphics either. I'm more into the full 3D kind of thing, like El Chronicle, for example. If you've ever played that, those are the kind of graphics I prefer in a game. So visually, this isn't really my favorite. I'm more into something like El Chronicle or Seven Nights. Those are, to me, better games graphically. So it does get a little bit of a minus there. And then the monetization is weird in this game because basically you're not like specifically paying for anything directly. You're just paying for gems, and then with those gems, if they're paid gems, you can get something better. But if they're free gems, you're limited to what you can get. I find that a little questionable because I think that there shouldn't be a division of paid gems and regular gems. So because of the fact that they separate it instead of letting you use it all together, not because basically it feels like you're punishing people who are not spending money. You know what I mean? I mean, there are plenty of people out there spending hundreds and thousands of dollars to play this game so they can have the best characters and support you. So the least you can do is not, punish people who can't afford to spend money or don't spend a whole lot. You know what I mean? So that to me is questionable, and I'm not trying to shame this game for bad monetization practices because trust me, there are some games that were really bad about it. Seven Nights, or not Seven Nights, I'm sorry, but no, I meant to say Final Fantasy New Empire. Yeah, that one is a money hungry game. This is nowhere near that caliber of being super greedy and annoying. So don't take it the wrong way. I'm not saying this game is a money hungry game, but I do feel like you are punishing people to some degree that don't spend money because certain things are pay only. I just think that's bad that you do that. You should basically reward people who actually take the time to play your game and grind it out and do the slow grind. You can afford that, I promise you. But yeah, so with that being said, other than those two things, I think this game is fantastic. It's one of the best mobile RPGs that was released in 2019. And again, I'm still playing it to this day. The only RPGs I even play on mobile right now is this and El Chronicle, and that's it. Not saying that there are no other good mobile RPGs out there, because there's plenty. 2019 was a great year for mobile games, but those two games are the games that have my attention the most that I'm still currently playing. And I don't know if I'm going to make any El Chronicle videos or not, because I know I did a demo once and the audio quality kind of sucked. I'm not sure if it was my device or the game itself. So we'll play around with it so you can kind of see what I'm talking about, and you'll also be able to see the kind of graphics that I like in the game. But 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10, really really fantastic game. You should definitely try it. But until next time, take care and keep gaming, y'all. Later.